Hello students, this is your biology teacher Pradnya Nigde. In this video, we are going to see the seed and fruit development, their significance, and the concepts like dormancy and viability. So let's start with the same. While studying the structure of a seed, we have to also consider some parts from the embryo also. So let's start. Embryo has an embryonal axis and two cotyledons in dicot seed and one cotyledon in monocot seed. Various parts besides these are nothing but the plumule, hypocotyle, epicotyle, radicle and root cap. Let's see their details. Plumule is nothing but the part which develops the shoot and radicle is the part which develops the root. So, the next part is nothing but the epicotyle. The portion of the embryonal axis above the level of cotyledon is the epicotyle which terminates with the plumule. So, epicotyle is nothing but the part between the cotyledons and the plumule. I will once again repeat. Epicotyle is the part between the point of attachment of cotyledons and the plumule. Similarly, we will see the hypocotyle. The cylindrical portion below the level of cotyledon is called hypocotyle that terminates with the radicle or root tip. So, hypocotyle is the portion between the point of attachment of cotyledon and between the radicle. So, hypocotyle is the portion between the radicle and the cotyledons. Actually, the epicotyle and hypocotyle, these terms, they themselves explain the meaning of the same. Epi means above, cotyledons. So, epicotyle is the portion above the cotyledon and hypocotyle is the portion which is below the cotyledon. Next part is nothing but the root cap. The root tip is covered with the root cap. We have already studied the root cap in the last year. Embryo of the monocots possesses only one cotyledon at one end and this is called scutellum. We have already studied the structure of a scutellum. The lower end of the embryonal axis has radicle and root cap enclosed in an undifferentiated sheath. It is called as the coleorhiza. As well as coleoptile, it is also present in the monocot embryo. Epicotyle is present above the scutellum. It has a shoot apex and a few leaf primordia enclosed in a sheath-like structure called as coleoptile. So basically, seed is the fertilized ovule formed inside the fruits. It is the final product of sexual reproduction. It consists of seed coats, that is nothing but testa and tegmen. We have already studied the structures of testa and tegmen, cotyledons and embryo axis. Cotyledons are simple, generally thick and swollen due to storage of food. In this PPT, you can see the various parts or structures of the seed as well as they are with the labels of these parts. Now there is one activity for you. You have to soak some seeds for overnight in the water and then you have to split these seeds and study their structures. You have to soak the seeds like wheat, maize, peas, chickpeas, groundnut for overnight. And you have to tell me whether the structures which are shown in this slide you can see in these seeds. So you will tell me afterwards that whether you were able to observe this structure in these seeds. Let's study the significance of seed and fruit formation. The seeds are the most efficient propagules produced by the plants. The distribution and dominance of angiosperms on the earth, which is actually called the conquest of land by the angiosperm, it is due to the seeds. Success of seeds as propagule is due to many characteristics of seeds. They are considered to be the significance of seeds. So let's start with them. We will start with the significance of fruits. Fruits provide nourishment to the developing seeds that we know. Fruits protect the seeds in the immature condition. Now, next significance we are going to see in detail in the next slide. What is that significance? We will start. Seeds serve as important propagating organs of plants. Number 2, seeds and fruits develop special devices for their dispersal and thus help in the distribution of the species. Let's study in detail. As pollination and fertilization are independent of water, means they do not need water, seed formation it is more reliable process. Number 2, better adaptive strategies for dispersal to the new habitat. Now what are these strategies? We will see. Some seeds they produce various structures like wings, then pappus calyx or hooks or sticky substances, and seeds are actively or passively transported to distant places. Number 3, they have food reserves. Fully developed embryo is nourished by reserve food either in the endosperm or cotyledons during the seed germination. Next is about the hard seed coat or testa. Testa gives the protection against mechanical shocks, then temperature changes as well as dry conditions. Next significance is about genetic combination and variations. Being products of sexual reproduction, seeds generate new genetic combinations and variations. This facilitates the process of evolution. Now we will study the next point, that is dehydration and dormancy. Dehydration and dormancy of mature seeds are crucial for the storage of seeds. It can be used as food throughout the year and also to raise the crop in the next season. We are going to see the dormancy concept in detail in the next slide. Dormancy is a temporary suspension of the growth. One of the factors which control the dormancy is presence of certain growth inhibitors in the seeds that prevent the germination. During this period of dormancy, seeds are dispersed at different places. Mature and viable seeds also will not get germinated even in februations during dormancy because they germinate only after the completion of dormancy. As the seed matures, its water content is reduced and seeds become relatively dry. The general metabolic activity of the embryo slows down and then embryo may enter a state of inactivity which is called as dormancy. Causes of seed dormancy are: number 1, hard seed coats which are impermeable to water and gases. Number 2, presence of immature embryo. Number 3, light sensitive seeds. And number 4, presence of germination inhibitors. Now, non-germination of a viable seed due to lack of proper environmental condition or favorable condition is called quiescence. I will once again repeat. Non-germination of a viable seed due to lack of proper environmental condition is called quiescence, and such seeds are called quiescent seeds. Dormant seeds, they remain under non-germinating condition only for a specific period of time that may vary from days to years. This specific period is called their dormancy period. The dormancy of seeds can be broken by scarification, means we can give a scar or cut to the seeds, or stratification or hormonal treatment, etc. Now let's see what is meant by viability. Viability is the functional ability of seeds to germinate after considerable dormancy period. Germination can be delayed till the onset of favorable conditions. In few species, the seeds lose viability within few months. Seeds of many species live for several years. Some seeds they can remain alive for hundreds of years. The oldest is that of a lupin. This plant is shown in the given picture. Lupinus arcticus excavated from the Arctic tundra region. The seeds germinated and flowered after an estimated record of 10,000 years of dormancy. Now, a 2000 years old viable seed is of the date palm, which is known as Phoenix dactylifera. It was discovered during the archaeological excavation at King Herod's Plains near the Dead Sea. So this is all about the seed and fruit formation, their significance, viability and dormancy. Thank you.